Hello, hello. Is everything all right now? Hello, check. Yeah. Hello, hello. Is everything all right now? So let me
Hello,
know in the
check.
chats. Is everything
Yeah.
all right? Audio,
Hello, hello.
video. Is everything all right now? Right now? Right? Right now? Right? Let me know in the chat section, please. Right now? Right? Let me know in the chat section, please. Right now? Right? Let me know in the chat section, please. Okay. Right. Till then, students join. Please. We'll just wait for them to join. Students join. Till then, we'll revise our topic. So I welcome all to the day 3 and the final day of our bootcamp, right? HTML and CSS bootcamp. So today will be the final day. Today will be going. Today will be the final day. Today will be going. Today will be the final day. We'll be going to learn about HTML and CSS. Right? We'll be going to learn. So I guess there is an audio issue. Right? Let me just. I guess there is an audio issue. Right? Let me just. I guess. Okay. Is it clear now? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So today we'll be going to learn about some of the selectors in CSS, right? So before actual going into the today's class, we'll till students join, we'll just revise the previous the 2 days topics. First, day one we went through some HTML basics, like how to create HTML file, download of ID, right? And we have seen few very what you say used tags in the corporates, and then we have gone depth of image tag, right? Then we have moved to the div tags. In the day 2 we have seen forms, right? We have seen CSS, how we can beautify the website, right? We have seen types of CSS: inline, external and internal CSS, right? So yeah, so we have done many what do you say real-time examples also we have seen through the ID, right? We have seen some few very good extensions of VS Code as well. So today we'll be going through some specific what you say CSS selectors, and as well as a little overview of Flexbox, right? And we'll see how Flexbox properties help us, right? And at the end, for a specific project purpose, we'll see how to no we can design a very simple and basic website, or a basic web page in the sense, right? So Let me know, is everything all right in the chat section? In the chat section, kindly let me know, is everything all right? Yeah, okay, good, it's all right then. So we'll start with our day 3, right? We'll write it down. Day 3, right? Day 3, and now we are going to learn some very few CSS selectors, right? CSS selectors. So what are those CSS selectors, right? So CSS selectors is nothing but we have seen in previous class, right? Let me just open my Visual Studio. Yeah, till my Visual Studio opens, we have seen a few examples of how to create div, right? So here we had created our very first div, right? So now the selectors helps in targeting few specific div, right? Suppose I want to target this particular div and I want my particular styling to be done for this particular div, right? So what if I do, like if I write my styling, in the sense if I write my styling with div, right? And if I write my styling for this div, so no matter how much div I have created in my whole web page, those all div will be collapsing with this styling, right? I cannot particularly, suppose I have two divs here, right? Suppose I have two divs. What I'll do is I will just copy and I will paste it here, right? This is my div 1, right? And this is my div 2. This is my div 1 and this is my div 2, right? Div 2. For those who don't know, the green text visible in my id is called as comments, right? Comments is nothing but it is statements which are not read by the id, right? These are just a statement which is used for the understanding of that particular user or the programmer who is developing that particular code or maybe something, right? So this will not be read by the our this thing compiler, right? So suppose I want, if I add styling with the div in css in my external css file, what happens is for all the two divs the styling is applied, right? Now I just want my div 1 to be in that particular style and div 2 be in particular different style. So what I do is I use css selectors. By using the css selectors I will just target that one particular div and I will get my styling done, right? And then I will target the next div which I want to style in a different way. So this is the what you say, very basic usage or a very layman understanding of css selectors. So we'll see. So we'll just write it down, right? Css selectors, what are css selector definition, right? Css selectors, right? Selectors are used to target specific div to apply desired styling desired styling for that particular div or section, right? So this is our, what you say, definition of div, right? This is our definition of div. So is it visible for everyone, right? Yeah, this is our, okay, now cool. Now what we do is we'll see how many divs we have, right? So there are no, not divs, sorry, how many types of selectors we have. So we have mainly three types of selectors, right? We have three types of selectors. We have id, we have class, and So we'll be discussing about only these two. These are the main selectors which are used. So we'll see one by one. ID. So before seeing the use case of ID, we'll see why ID is used. ID is used at places, right? It is used at places where we have unique styling, unique styling to the tags or elements, right? Suppose for that particular area I have unique styling for that those particular tags or elements. There what I will do is I will use ID, right? This is the definition of our ID, right? So we'll see. So what I will do is I will just remove all this. Okay, what I will do is I will just make it down and mm, okay, or better I will create one more file with day3.html, right? So as you all know, the boilerplate, the code is very necessary. So the this thing is HTML5, right? So under body, what I will do is I will create a div, right? What I will do is I will create a div. So my div is created, right? Now what I will do is I will write first selector. I will give a class as parent. So my this div is now my parent div, right? So under parent div I will have sub div, right? Child div, you may say child div or may sub divs under main div. So this is my div 1, right? I'll be having div second div, and again I'll be having my third div, right? So this is my div 3. So what you will do is I will just write this is div 1, right? And I will write this is div 2, and I will write this is div 3, right? And then what I will do is I will just give ID for each of the div, and ID will be my child 1, right? And here same, in the same case I will just give ID for all the three subdivs. My subdivs will be, this will be child 2, and this will be child 2, and this will be child 3. Now let us see how we are getting it, right? We'll open it in live server. So as you can see, we have got all the three divs here, right? The div 1, div 2, and div 3. Now what I will do is I will just create an external CSS file for this, right? I'll just day3.css, right? And before getting into CSS coding, I will just link my CSS to the HTML. What I will use is link tag, and in reference I will write day3.css, right? Now, so how will I get my I want to give styling for this div, my sub div, right? So how will I call this my sub div, that is div 1 here? How will I use ID? How will I call ID? How will I apply style to my ID? How? So what I will do is I will just write hash child 1, and I will open bracket, right? And I will write my styling. What I will do is I will give background color to it, right? Suppose any background color, I will give this antique white, right? Then I will give height I will give as maybe 100 px, right? That will be better. And I will give it to width also I will give 100 px, right? 100 px. Then I will write border radius, right? Border radius I will give it as 10 percentage. Okay, then I will go with padding some, right? Padding I will give it for 10%, right? 10% padding. And I will give it as margin as well. Margin I will give as 16 px, We'll see how it looks now. Okay, so yeah, this is how our div looks, right? So what I've done is I've used CSS selectors. I had given this div as id1. Is this color visible or should I change? Okay, I will just change the color. I will make it olive green. Okay, give us, or maybe some good color, beige, right? Is beige visible? No, it is some dark color, right? mm, Suppose we'll give blue or light blue. Okay, light blue. So yeah, this is how our div looks. What I did here, so I had to target this my particular div1 and wanted to give it a desired styling by myself. So I just targeted this div1 and gave my particular styling, so that the rest two divs will not be harmed, and only the selected or the desired div will get the styling. So this I did with the help of id, right? See, with the help of id. Now what I will do is I will just give each and everything same, and I will just change the color of second div 2 and div 3. So div 2 and div 3 have their IDs at child 2 and child 3. So I will create a CSS, same CSS with different colors. Rest all will be same for child 2 and child 3. I will just rename this. I will just do it child 2 and child 3. We'll just change the color. I will just change the color. I will write light, and we'll see what it will give. Light coral, okay, and light cyan, right? Light cyan. Cool. So we have got three boxes here, as you can see. Okay, last one is little this thing light. What we can give this as light. Okay, light golden roid yellow. Cool. So as you all can see, we have three different divs created here. So this is what happens once you get the id. Once you use id, you can target particular div and you can create your particular section for it, right? You can create, you can give particular div desired styling and no other divs will be harmed, right? So this was the use case of id, right? Now we'll see the use case of class. Before going to use case of class, let me see how the live stream is going. Let me know, is everything all right? Let me know, let me know in the chat, is everything all right? Okay, is everything all right? Let me know in the chat, please. Okay, so everything is good, fine. Okay, so we'll start with the class this thing now. So the class is basically used when you want to group some specific elements together, right? When you want to group similar styles together. Suppose what I will do is what I will do is uh, let me just so what I will do is I will create another div here. This will be my div 4. What we'll do is we'll create one more div with child 4, right? Child 4. So this will be my third div with child 4, and this will be div 4. And in the CSS I will just create one more CSS for child 4. This will be child 4. So what I will do is the child 3 and child 4, that is div 2, I mean div 3 and div 4 will be having same color, and div 1 and div 2 will be having same color. Rest all properties will be same. So this results in the two different divs with two of the divs with similar properties and the rest two with the similar properties. Now what I will do is what I will do is I will make the first two divs together, right, and the rest two divs together, right? So I will just show you the representation how it gonna look. So suppose this is my parent div, right? the parent div. So I will, this will be my div 1, okay, right, and this will be my div 2, right, this will be my div 3, and this will be my div 4. So what I will do is now, right, now as you can watch carefully, the div 1 and div 2 are grouped together, which have similar styling, right, and the div 3 and div 4 are paired together, which have similar styling. This will be div 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So this type of scenario can be created with the help of class, right. Class is used, let's write it down, to group specific specific styles together, right. Just a second, I will change the font of this, right. So styles is used to group specific styles together, right. So what I will do is before going this thing, now the my class has parent, right, my class is parent, so I will create, whenever you are giving styling to the class, right, you may not use the hash, right, you will not use hash to recall those class. Instead you will use dot, and then you will write parent. So this will be my calling, right. So here I will just write bag, I will just make a border, right, border, border of 20 px solid and of color black, right. So let us see, right, so here we have got the border, right. So as you can see, under the parent class we have two uh, similar divs with similar properties, and rest two divs with similar properties. So this is why the class is created. Under class we will group the tags or items or the elements which have similar properties, right. So this is my, the outer black border is my parent. Under the parent class we have similar divs which have similar properties. So that will be a closed container. Suppose if you go if you take a real example, in kitchen you can observe some containers, right. In container or in fridge you have compartments, right. So in that particular compartment, suppose you have dairy compartment where you keep the dairy related products. So there you keep only the dairy related products. You may not keep your vegetables and fruits with them. So that particular compartment will be the class, and those but elements in that class will be your those things in that compartment will be your elements of that class, right. Is this clear? So yeah, we'll move to now Flexbox, very interesting topic of today's day 3. Flexbox is very interesting. So why Flexbox is used, right? Before why Flexbox is used, let me know what is Flexbox. Flexbox is very interesting, right? So yeah, Flexbox is something which is used to organize tags and elements, right. Flexbox organizes the tags or elements in, suppose is in a row or a column, right, in a row or a column. So it is used to organize tags or elements, right. It can be done in rows or maybe in columns. So this is what happens. It is used to organize the elements in rows or column, and it is very much easier to create responsive designs, responsive web pages with the help of Flexbox, right. So if you are not noting, need not to worry, you will get the notes of day 3 as well in the WhatsApp community. You can join the WhatsApp community from the comment section. After this class ends, the comment section will be updated by the WhatsApp community link, right, or in the chat section also you can find the community link. So from there you can just join our WhatsApp community and you can get the notes, right. It's free of cost. Yeah, so uh, what I will do is I will just we'll see how the Flexbox works, right? Before saying the this thing, we'll just duplicate this thing. So this will be our right. So yeah, so here what I will do is under the parent class, right? Under, yeah, you can see, right? Yeah. So under parent class, what I will do is I will just I will give it border. I will just minimize the border with 2px, right? So the border is minimized, right? Now I will just write. I will write display flux, right? Now the flux box is initiated, right? Now the flux box is done, right? This will be my flux box. Now the moment I wrote my display flux, what happened? The divs in the parent class have been organized in a row. Before it was in column, now it's been in a row, right? So let's see one by one the flex properties. Now I'll write flex direction. So flex direction has four things. One is column, column reverse, row, and row reverse. Let us see one by one what happens. If I write flex direction as column, it will be in a column, right? The divs in under the parent class, the I in the parent class, the divs will be arranged in a row. Now I will just remove the column. I will write column reverse. Now what happens? The moment I wrote the column reverse, the order of the div will change. It will go 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So we'll see the next thing. The next thing is row, right? So now the row is there, and then we have row reverse. So the moment we write the row reverse thing, what happens? The order changes. It will be 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the flex is very important to create responsive web pages or responsive designs, so that the web pages will be good looking, right? So this is the use case of Flexbox, right? This is very easy and very good also to create some responsive designs and web pages. Now the next thing under the Flexbox we see is justify content, right? Justify content, we'll write center, right? And then we'll write align item center. So with this what happens is justify content center results in the content which we have written. Okay, here maybe you may not able to see it, right? Now you can see. I will just remove these two lines. I will just comment these two lines first. Okay. I will just write it as a row itself. Okay, now it is row, right? Now what happens is the space between the parent class and those div is unequal, right? It is uneven. The right hand side it is very much space, but the padding is more, and the left hand side the padding is less. To make the to move those divs in center, what we'll do is I will just write justify content center, right? I'll just write justify content center. So what happens is the content in that parent class is now in center position, right? Now I will write align items in center. See, align or you can write justify content space between gives space each spaces between each of the particular divs you have created. Then I will write align items center. Now once I write align items, see, now the parent class and the divs have equal spaces within everything, right? It is looking very good. So this is what the use case of Flexbox you can think, right? So you can try it out, right? This is the main things we use to develop the responsive designs, right? Justify content, it has many other properties as well. As you see, justify content, um, wait just a second, right? When you just write it down, justify content, it has baseline, center, and first baseline, flex and flex start, last baseline. See, it has very much what you say, um, different properties in under the justify content. So you can see those and you can make your own design. So our assignment related to today's class will be available in the this thing, WhatsApp community. From there you can get your this assignment done, and the certificates will be only available once you complete all the two assignments and you have marked your attendance for all the three workshops, that is boot camp. Then only the certificate will be issued, right? So you know the procedure to mark your attendance. After every class you will be given an Google form link where you need to answer the questions that is related to that particular class, right? Once you answer those questions, you will be given uh, given the progress for the certificate, right? Now once you get the certificate, the very first step is to verify your certificate. That can be done with your LinkedIn. Go to your LinkedIn profile, right? From there, under the license and certification section, you can just add your certificate. You can name the certificate as HTML and CSS bootcamp, right? CSS essentials bootcamp,